thanking Peter for the excellent contribution of songs. Can we now have Patrick Huyton from Keep Our National Health Public Birmingham, please? And afterwards it'll be Stuart Richardson from Birmingham Against the Cuts.
Can I just apologise to all those older and disabled people who were forced to stand at the beginning of the thing because there weren't enough chairs. It's kind of like the NHS. Yeah, I'm Patrick. I'm the treasurer of Keep Our NHS Public Birmingham. Unfortunately, our secretary can't be here today. He's got another engagement. I'm only going to talk for 5 minutes just to say who we are. We Keep Our NHS Public Birmingham is a local branch of a national organisation called Keep Our NHS Public. We're mainly kind of volunteers, politically motivated, with a view to trying to keep the NHS as public as it can, and we know some elements of it have already gone into privatisation, and also to sort of fight against cuts in the National Health Service locally. We were established in 2012, which is round about the same time that the NHS Health and Social Care Act came in, which really was the beginning of these kind of very Tory motivated sort of changes to the NHS, which haven't been very beneficial at all. What do we actually do? Well, one of the things that we do, and I know there are a number of members here in the audience, we have regular meetings once a month on a Wednesday night in the Wellington, so it's the first Wednesday of every month in the Wellington pub on Bennett's Hill, in one of the meeting rooms there. We've probably got about a dozen core people, although our mailing list is something like 60 to 100. We besides having the regular meetings, we have street stalls, attending union branches, political groupings to talk about our work and to encourage more people to get involved in helping to keep the NHS public, which I know many of you do. We also do things like engaging with the local NHS bureaucracy by going along formally to either have meetings with them to find out what's going on. Some of the whiz-o-wheeze changes that the Tories are always bringing in, to hide all the cuts and the privatisation. And also go along and ask questions at some of the meetings, which at the hospitals and at the CCGs, with the clinical commissioning groups, which are open meetings where you can ask public questions. And we kind of generally make a kind of nuisance of ourselves and agitate, and keep these people on their toes. Just an example of one of our most successful recent campaigns was we had a campaign against the PFI, the private finance division, of the Midland Metropolitan Hospital in Smethwick, and we did have a very big demonstration last summer. We ended up certainly on the radio. We didn't manage to plug ourselves onto the TV, and people genuinely, I think, really you can get mass numbers of people out genuinely when they think something like a hospital is under threat. I mean, that hospital still hasn't been built yet, by the way, and it's supposed to kind of replace two elements of two hospitals locally in Sandwell and West Birmingham. So how can you get involved? How can you help? Well, firstly, if you can ask your union branches to affiliate, or your political grouping to affiliate. We do have affiliations from Birmingham Trade Union Council and other local union branches. I've actually got some forms with me if people want to do that over there. Again, secondly, attend our regular meetings, which is a way of getting involved and finding out what's going on. I think one of the things we really need is more capacity to do things, because we do things, but I think we need more people to get involved and help us, because the more people you've got to do stuff, the more stuff you can do. Thirdly, you could also think about joining KOMP nationally. And again, I've got some membership forms for that. Again, you don't have to be a member of Keep Our NHS Public to come to our meetings. You can just come along as a supporter and of interest. But I've got some of those. And for people who are unwaged and retired, the rates are fairly reasonable, £7.50. If you're employed, it's a little bit more. So again, I've got some of those leaflets if you want. And then Fourthly, one of the things you could do is you could get involved as what we call an armchair activist. If you're not one of these people who necessarily likes getting out on the streets, we have a Facebook page called Save Our NHS West Midlands, and we post on there things like petitions and, you know, do a letter to your MP and all that sort of stuff. So again, you know, if you just want to sit in your armchair and do it kind of remotely, then, you know, you can do it like that. And there are a number of people who support us who do that. If you want to know anything else, come and talk to me at the end or before the end of today's meeting. Ian Scott, who's the president of the Trades Council, is also our chair. So again, see Ian. You know, we've got a email address which is very simple: BTUCHCC, because we started out of Birmingham Trades Union Council Health Campaign Committee at hotmail.com. So it's BTUCHCC at hotmail.com. Thanks very much. Cheers.